What's going on, Brianski is here. Today we're going to be playing the game called the Stanley Parable. And let's just jump into it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee.
Okay. The video quality is so bad right now. Very high, just high. Lag. What? The game crashed. Okay, let's just do it again. The game just crashed. Whatever. What? Yo, this game sucks, man. It's not even launching. Okay, it's launched. Begin the game. I don't care about the quality. Quit the game and then start it again. That's an achievement right there.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
Okay.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
What happened?
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Aha. So I am the Stanley. 427. Okay, this is our room. This is cozy, but kind of feels empty at the same time. We got some mugs on here. No, actually that's the only mug on here. The cabinets with the documents in it. And I don't know what's happening on here. There's like a small computer with like 4x3. 4 to 9.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Whoa.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Hey,
meeting.
hey,
Perhaps
my
he had
door.
simply missed a memo.
What? 428 is
Stanley went
locked.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it
429,
didn't make a single...
430.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Whoa, what?
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away.
Okay,
for
I'm
such
gonna
little effort.
click a
Measly
massive
5
amount of...
clicks.
I'm gonna
Now,
click
suppose
massive...
you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I'm gonna go for 100 times.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
100.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it.
You won
Yes,
100.
almost
Or 1
certainly
million?
50 clicks.
1 million clicks. 1 million clicks.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417, okay. Can can't do anything on here. 417. This door is locked. Yo, what are we doing on here? There's some emails on here. 426, 425, 4B6. What? 417. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Ooh,
8.
great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. Okay. 437 is where. Okay.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10
415.
clicks or so.
Okay. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Yo, what are you doing? Do you want this guy, bro? This guy is just like trolling. No?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine? Where's the copy machine?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay, bro. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419 is that? Yeah.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. Okay, 416.
We've almost got it. Now the copy
machine,
machine.
copy
Do
machine,
that one
okay.
again.
Okay. Copy machine.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door. Yes! We did it.
Damn!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh,
Yo, I
you've
got
really
the
earned it,
achievement.
Stanley.
That's insane.
Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come
Yeah,
today.
thank you,
Just
bro.
think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So you want me to go left side? But what if I go right side? That's the question right there. That's the question right there. Should I go left or right? That's the question. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm going right side because I... Wait. Okay, this is not political. Right side? Nah. I mean, that has nothing with the politic. I'm right-handed, so I'm going right way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
What?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Whatever. Thank you, man. Wait, what's in there? Can I go there? Nope. 450. There's someone was in there too.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments
get a
here in this
drink?
immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I get a drink? Can I get a drink, man?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room.
Whatever.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, you think so? I don't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions. It's
What?
incredible he
Okay,
wasn't
you
5
suck.
years ago.
F you, man. I go where do I want to go. Don't tell me where to go, man. You're just a piece of narrator. Door gets closed, and can we go this way? Nope. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse for cargo lift. $1,000. $5,000 for jumping off the car. Jesus Christ, man. Who jumps? Well, someone will jump if they... Wait, can I jump?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very
Wait, I died?
powerful.
I died. GG.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Missed the what? I don't care. I'm just going this way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Okay,
doors,
I left.
he entered the
I go
door on his
left. I go left. I go left. Okay. Whoa, why is it so bright? The monitor was so bright right there. This is like, wait, is this like a back room? Back rooms?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Tips
of
for not getting
disbelief,
fired.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
How to
office,
solve a
hoping he
dispute
might
with a
find an answer
coworker.
there.
Let it ball up inside you. What? Take it out passive aggressively on other workers. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a sleek blue graphic in the header and throw some... everyone's unique, you multiple. True. What do people want? Things. Money, more money. Things, but with the money to buy more things. Scraps about things plus money. What is hot? Profits. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Increase in the graphs per slide. To do? Whoa. Our boss, on your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee, dreams for the future. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. True.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Oh, thank you. Shift global market paradise. Monetize free to play. Bi-quarterly post review. We need hopeless reviews. 402, 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More watercolors, more watercolor eaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers who put in the teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. Throw something in the ideas bin. Step 1, no more bins. Train, okay, whatever. What's in here? Some graphs are going on here. Meeting room, floor 4XX, meeting schedule. Monday, weekly targets, admin. Marketing Mondays. 451's primary time. Group 40X, Group 45X. This box is too small. True though. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. What? RIP Franz. Who is that? Get Chris out of the broom closet. Who the hell is Chris, man? Oh. broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You think so? There's nothing. I thought there was Chris on the...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Voice
walked
lagging.
upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I go down, man. You think I go up? I go down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe,
Wait.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Wait!
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence
Deja
in a single
vu?
moment for no reason at all.
No
None of it
way!
made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Wait, this is no
For
way.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
Yeah,
he
it's
went?
because it's a video
And
game.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Yo, this is
And he
insane.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so
Wait,
much
what?
fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so
Whoa, what's
lucid?
happening, man?
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing
Yeah.
and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in
Everything
control,
was
that this
dream.
was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope, you're not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any
Who
other.
the hell is
She
Mariella?
arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled
That's
through town
Gary
talking
Small,
and
man.
screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh my god, no way. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Hold on. Man, this can't be real.
All of his co-workers were
This
gone.
can't be real.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yo, what is this sound? Username access.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I went left, yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
Yeah,
Stanley
I go
walked
up.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, what is this? Executive bathroom. There's no boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
Wait,
life.
boss is not
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Aha!
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination. Yet incredibly, by
What do
simply
you
pushing
mean?
random
I don't know
buttons on the
2845.
keypad,
I was
Stanley happened to input the correct
Whoa.
code by sheer luck.
technology.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Huh? This is like horror game. What? Oh no. We're trapped then. GG.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What is happening?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
Mind
door that
control
read Mind
facility.
Control Facility.
Wait, this is escape. Nah, that's gonna be ending. I'm gonna go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What's on here?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
What?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
No way.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Damn, that's
and
creepy.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That's creepy.
This mind control
Fire
facility,
it.
it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Wait,
would
what's this
dismantle the
door?
controls once and for all.
Okay, what is this? Console disabled. What? Facility power. Mind controls idle awaiting input. What is this saying? It's like a
And when at
code.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Turn
they
it
kept
off,
you
turn it
enslaved
off.
all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Mind control systems.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
What?
eliminating
Nuclear?
the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Blue.
More time to talk about you.
That's not blue.
About me.
Red, red, red.
Where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Green, green.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right.
Wait, green is right now.
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Wait, I can go there.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
No!
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
What?
These are precious additional seconds.
Okay, thank you so much, man.
Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh, f*** you, bro. Man!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whatever.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
shut
room,
up, man.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Or this is left door.
And so he
yeah.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
What?
No, not the right. Why would I
Yo,
have ever
what are
said
you
it was to
doing,
the
man?
right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
It's straight, man. Okay, we can't do anything, so we go down this way. Oh, it's the same path.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
No.
Quick, Stanley, close your
No,
eyes.
I watched it.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So everything
Stanley
is useless.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So everything is useless right now.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
Brother!
Everything should be...
Let's start the game,
Oh,
man.
did something change? Stanley,
What
did you
the
change
heck?
anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure
what
that
are you
it's here
doing?
somewhere.
What are you doing?
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What? Yo, why do you open this door? I go right side, man. It's okay, right? Wait, what? This is different. Huh? Wait, am I going one way or what? Yo, this is... Yo! How can I...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely.
Yeah, let's just restart the game, man. I'll do it, yeah. Yes?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Okay.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Alright. You too.
When Stanley came to a set of two open...
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired
No, I
years
went
ago.
this way, man.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No, it's okay.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
Shut
can
up.
be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
No, I would just
To
wait.
let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Wait.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be...
Hello? Hello? Wait, where am I?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Yeah.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Okay.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Huh?
Gotcha!
What?
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Sorry, I forgot what he said.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
L on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
R.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay. Press N to watch the TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day
This
while
is
at
like
work,
turning
he stepped
into
up from
my-
his desk to realize that
my
all of his co-workers,
office.
his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press 1 to spin with the
So
voice.
he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
A to prepare.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again.
I'm restarting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let me go for the boss room, and when
Stanley came to a set
when we
of 2
reached to
open doors, he entered the door on his
the
left.
core of the nuclear thingy,
Yet there was not a
then
single person here
I'm gonna
either.
press no
Feeling a
button
wave
instead
of
of yes
disbelief,
because
Stanley
I just
decided
wanna
to
see
go
that.
up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What is this door? Wait, what is this door? Elevator? Wait, can I take the elevator? Wait, I took the elevator. Yeah, banger! Dun, 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 dun. Banger. Classic elevator music.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Yeah.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No, just open the door, you fucker. Bro, why don't you open the door, man? Open the door, bro. Open the door. Open the door.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Open the door, bro. I go down this way. And I'm gonna press the no button. I feel like it's gonna be same, but I just wanna give it a try.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
What if I
Facility.
go left? That's gonna be same, right?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
World.
Happy or sad
World.
or content.
World.
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
Walking,
reality of his
eating.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over an... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone
Where am
else's
I?
command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
I can't see
How had
anything.
he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Damn,
Perhaps
cinema.
his goal had not
Absolute
been to understand,
cinema right there.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he
Wow.
lives, it will be his.
That's the cinema right there.
That was all he needed to know.
Open the
It
goddamn
was
door,
perhaps
man.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Open the door, bro. How long does it take?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Don't tell me he died. Wait, he got reincarnated. Wait, I just beat the game. What? I just beat the game, what? Okay, that's the
All of his
first
co-workers were
ending.
gone. What could it mean?
We're gonna go for the second
Stanley
ending.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yo! I didn't know that.
When Stanley came to a set of
Let's
two
go the
open
right
doors,
way.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
What
This is it,
place?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Psych!
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nope. Shut up.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna go there, man. I don't wanna go there, man. Wait, I can't do anything. Wait, what? Wait, how can I beat this game then?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was
What?
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Wait.
Stanley was so bad at following.
Oh, maybe I need to play deluxe version. Yeah. I need to play ultra deluxe, this one, right? Oh, maybe I was so stupid. Yeah, I need to play deluxe version. English. Have you played Stanley Parable before? Yeah, I just played it. Adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Current time. Let's just go for 12 a.m. Why not? Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Okay, settings, audio. Okay, desync. I don't need desync. Yeah. Controls. I think it's okay. Language. Subtitles. Okay, let's go. We don't need the story. Wait, the mouse sensitivity is like too high. But it's too high. What?
All of his
Wait, this is too low. 1 is okay.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yo, I'm lagging. Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
No, I went this way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Good.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nope.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Wait, how can it beat the game? How can it beat the game?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press O on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I didn't do it. I didn't press it. I didn't. What? I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not. Maybe I need to do that, right? Maybe? Wait, the clock is working. Maybe.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand
Wait,
that
this is
every
the same
second he
room.
remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
No way.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Okay, to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? Stanley died. Ah, so how can I see the ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I went here. Wait, can I go to the bathroom because I'm... Oh, I can! Extreme bathrooms. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes if the bosses suffer the losses, and that's what the boss chose. Chicken jockey. Not just kidding. Can I go under here? Excuse me, sir. My pleasure. Can I go down there? Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Banger. Whoa, that's nice. Stanley. zoom, zoom. Bum, bum. What if I just stay here until the music ends? I just want to see the bump, bump, bump. Stanley. Or there was no one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Have you ever wondered why old memes are always the best? Here's why.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly
like
walked forward into the
Y2K
opened
type of
passageway.
feeling. Can I go back? Nope. What is on here? Wait, what's on here? Nothing.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope. I escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't care.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, you want me to go this way because...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah. Let's go. Wee! Wait, I survived.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the
Wait,
real
I can
story,
go this way.
trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh. I can hide.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal
Wait,
jaws.
who is her?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No, it's not. I survived.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
When
ma'am.
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, Death becomes meaningless,
Ooh.
making life the same.
Death is
Do you
meaningless.
see now?
Damn.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley's computer. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from the Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Office computers, I see. What are these? Button sounds. Selection of the sounds that used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Interesting. The office. Model design. Kevin McLeod. That's a goat right there. Kevin Brighting as the narrator. What is this way? Screens from the development of the boss office. Oh, I see. Clock. This way. This is like a museum. The lounge. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Aha!
Pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
Well. What do we have here? Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. What? Countdown desk. One of the desks from the early version of the countdown ending. Well, can you show me again? 45. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. Abandon this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and place the two endings together instead. That's an exit right there. We're not going there first. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent David, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Yeah, I can see that. Like a back room. The office. What's different? 2011, 2012? Oh, it's different, yeah. What's in here? Emails. Final warning. There's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye. What? Marius, subject, a question brought forth by the intense passion of my soul. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? I don't. Why? Quackster. Question. Will the game feature copy bearers? Hell no. Hell no. The apartment timer. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. KO. No, just kidding. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice on staying on or jumping to different paths. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option to player falling to their death. Ah. Okay. Zending levers. Okay. Zending. Okay, I enjoyed it. I guess.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
British, innit?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
Really?
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking somewhere.
Okay, let's quit the menu. Begin the game. We're gonna go for a different path.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't think this is a new content. Okay, it's a new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Hello?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
What?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, I can jump. Interesting. I did it. Wow, that's ugly ass. How do you...
Is that it?
How do you call this?
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Wait. Oh, yeah, this is called the aliasing, anti-aliasing. So if I turn this on, it will be fixed, right? Well, it's not. Maybe that's a separate thing. Yeah, let's just keep going.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Okay.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Alright. Alright.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people
I'm
on
pissed
Twitter
off.
and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, that's pissing me off.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm
Yeah.
afraid. It could never have lived up to such
Most
expectations.
anticipated
If you're
games of
still
all
with me,
time.
why don't we
Hell
just
no.
reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, you just reset me. Huh? Wait, this is not... This is not the office. What? Wait, this is not the office. What?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
What? Don't jump scare.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find
Whoa.
it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Thank you so much,
I
man.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is like This is like... Wait, this is like Netherlands. No?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yo! Firefox with the... Man, that's Windows 7. Gotta be. Damn. $1. Wait! This is true. This is true. Don't cry because you've... Don't cry because you lost. No. Yeah. Don't cry because it's past. Because it's past. Smile because it happened. That's W quote. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Yeah, I'm gonna use my cheat demonstration. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Wow, that's an achievement. I can get that too. New video game releasing today. Wait, no way. New York Times? Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Nominee British Academy Award. Games Awards March 2014. March 2014. Development team. Game innovation. Debut game. Story, okay. So who is Stanley? Wait, don't tell me this is a real story. It's gonna make me cry, bro. Stanley in real life died?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yo. Person of the year, Stanley. Wait, I wanna go this way. Maintenance. The original V Mark. Okay. What's on here?
Here's another moving passage.
Wow.
This time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating
like
commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
True though. Serious room.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Let's
I
go.
haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine
Open
what's
the
been
f***ing
collecting
door, man.
down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah. Open the door.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Whoa.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Whoa.
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already
Unfunny.
such a densely layered
Yeah,
web
you're
of
unfunny as
profound
fuck.
philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Call him unfunny.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, you're
This is
preachy.
actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue for...
Shut up.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Skip.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Yeah.
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting
Shut
longer,
up.
but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
1
Oh,
month?
my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Shut up. He did.
Oh, hello.
He
It's
did.
you. You're here again.
He
Welcome.
did.
I have had time to think about you and about us.
He did. He's dead, man. Bro, where is he? He's dead, man. What's happening? I don't care.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
He's
It wasn't
crazy.
enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place.
Yeah, that's where I play. No, that's the time I press the button. Hello?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He's
is
tweaking
never the
its
end, is never the
unconsciousness,
end,
man.
Is never the end, 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 is never the
Huh? But why is it like... Why the building is like a tearing off? What? Can I go out? Nope. I think we can skip a century. Oh my goodness, man. This is incredible. We're gonna skip a light year. Okay. What's happening? What's happening, man? Yo, jump scare. Wait, the button is broken. Can I press it? Nope, I can't. The button is broken. What? Where am I? This is like a Minecraft, what? Yo, there's no way. Oh, we did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can I go this way? Nope. Wait, this is weird. If I press right click, then it's moving forward. What? That's kind of weird. New content. Okay.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Wait, can we just like remove this like railway so I can just walk?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
No. You're just being neglected. Don't neglect.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
This
An
is mad.
entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Spa, 2, 3, 2, Vra. I don't know how to read that. That's Russian. Zu, Zua, Zwei, of course German. Du, Dos, Spanish. Svo. I don't know how to read
Calling
that.
it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, stop capping, man. You guys didn't even
Now, to be
publish
clear,
the Stanley
I
Parable
haven't quite
2
nailed
on
down what
Steam.
exactly the Stanley Parable 2
Stop
is
the
going
cat
to
right
be.
there.
But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting
Sequels are
concepts,
good.
that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up
True.
around them.
Portal,
It'll all work
Half-Life,
itself out. Game
Batman?
development is much more of a
I don't
fuzzy
think so.
magic than anything
Doom
scientific
2,
or logical,
Doctor
really.
Suit. Agree. Indeed. Way to the show floor. New features. New content. New content is not a city bus, man.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Reassurance. Oh no, not reassurance. My bad. Reassurance bucket. What?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than
Can you just
actually
open it?
redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect
Can you
solution.
just open it,
Come
please?
on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
MLG bucket.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and
MLG.
on.
Where's the
don't they?
water?
All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Where's water? Where's water? I need to clutch when I'm falling. Fall clutch.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. What are you even saying? Enjoy the new features.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Who's that? Who's that? Is that Stanley? Settings World Champion. Settings World Champion. I can go there. Infinite hole. No screenshots. I took a screenshot. No screenshot.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
No, Happy 12th birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Okay.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The button says that this is the name of the player. Oh. Consistent quality with just right amount of change. The baby's all grown up, but bankruptcy. There's a button. Please no screenshots. GG. There's a button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first... Sorry, I should have clarified.
Jim.
Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Nope.
I want you to imagine... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work. Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Jim. See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away. Jim.
No. You fucking disgusting person. What a cruel right there.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created
That was devilish,
here.
not gonna lie. That was devilish. I was trying to play the buttons. The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Wow. You are just hopeless, man. You can't even do anything. You can't even fix the code to make it that as a... Man. I guess... Opening rim, depth, infinite surrounding area. What? Okay, that's like a science plus math or something. Yeah. Wait, this is like wait, this is about black hole, no? Because if you enter the black hole, then it's gonna be infinity. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. Hole depth, space, more hole, infinity failing. Science, more space. Infinite hole chart. Bro, what are you even talking about? It just keeps going. Okay, you're just trolling. You're just trolling. You don't make sense.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game.
Okay.
This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever.
Hole.
That's right.
What's hole?
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning
Okay, I
leap
go.
forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the
Hole.
teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Hill. 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 What is hill? Back on here. Nothing. Nothing back on here. Nothing. Free new easy achievements. Yeah. Okay. I guess it just works. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yeah. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel.
Shut up,
To
make
at
it
last
work
satisfy
now.
the horde
I
of
can't
ravenous
wait.
fans all over the world who have been uproariously
Oh my
demanding this
god,
feature.
I have zero
Gamers,
patience
we hear
on
you,
here, man.
and I promise it will happen.
I have zero patience on here. What's wrong with this machine? It has to be working. Where is such a... You don't even have the ability to make it happen.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Celebrities. Wait, we can go there too. What's... Oh, that's the exit. Okay. Whoa, what is this?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
What?
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Nice. Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for
That's
it.
gonna be the
Absolutely
achievement, right?
tragic.
I'm out of here.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Wait, how many achievements on this game? I want to see that. How many achievements on this game? 11? Okay. Well, I guess we just use a cheat. I have a cheat. Stanley Parable. The Stanley. Yeah, I just achieved everything. On here too. That's easy. No screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Hell
Yes,
no.
I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Damn. Well, that's insane.
This is the...
Game inside of game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Wow.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I didn't know bucket was as an objective or something.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yo, how the bucket is like a subject? It's not a thing that is alive, no?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Hello?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, like, grabbing bucket is not the right thing to do?
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good,
said the bucket.
Now.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket.
Okay. Let's do it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go
No.
somewhere else. The cargo
Don't go
lift,
to the
yes.
meeting
Go
room.
there. Go to the cargo
Go
lift.
to the cargo lift. Can I go here? Oh, I can.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Can I go down there? I don't think so. Wait, I can't.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked...
Oh, whatever. I mean, I thought I can go there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Wait, let's restart.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Wait, what?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Wait, can I go
Good,
there?
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket
go
was
that way?
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him,
yes, I
and
can go
he
this way.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, this is...
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was
Brother.
okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. Whoa, what is this place?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket,
Wait,
not
what?
an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Nope.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
Yeah.
not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Nope. It's not a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a
What?
bucket.
Okay, this is not
Item
a...
4. Is this a
This
bucket?
is not a bucket, man.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Man.
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Wait, I should have pressed This button is the...
Is this a
Yo,
bucket?
what are you doing? This is not even a bucket. What are you doing, man?
Incorrect. This is a
What?
bucket.
Oh, shut up, man. Shut up.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Nope, this is not a bucket, man.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Okay, I'm going.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
What?
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
That's gonna be
But
funny.
if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
that might be funny. Wait, it's not a bucket. Yes, sir?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley
Oh.
and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Different story right here. What now? Can I do something? What now?
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from, me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket, this stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection, but it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Okay. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I wanna go there without the bucket, so...
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
like
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Bucket,
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I... Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlys. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running
what?
and running and running, just the way you're doing right
what?
now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. I want to
go back.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, I'll go this way.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Nope.
If we just stay... No, wait. Where are you going?
Not even close,
Oh,
brother.
no. Stay away from those stairs.
That's okay.
If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
That's okay.
We'll lose all of this.
I'm not gonna jump.
Please,
man.
no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Alright, I won't do it. I won't do it. I'll go back.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Alright. Now what? Now what? We got nothing on here. We got nothing on here. What do you want me to do, man?
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Okay.
Are you... You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Psych. Okay, I'm going back. Nope, psych.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Okay, I will die then.
No!
Wait, I didn't die.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, one more time.
No.
One
What are
more
you
time,
doing,
one more
Stanley?
time.
Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Oh, really?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Yeah.
You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yeah.
Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yeah, you are.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Yeah.
Well, this one is yours.
Yeah, I mean, you gave me nothing on that room.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Welcome back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's go back to that room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
You got no chance right here.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, blue door. What are you talking about?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red
Okay, then this door. Okay, we got blue door on here.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
Yes,
you want
of course,
to find out
you
what lies at
motherfucker.
the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Whoa, this is cool.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were
let's
before.
go this way then.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, you want to see the critical feedback. Okay, that's one.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically.
One is
but a
maximum.
1?
Maximum.
That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Wait, is this like are these real people? This is me? Okay, you might be kidding. You are kidding with that.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Nope.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on. And now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting
Okay, die
the
then.
demands
Die,
of
die,
family
die, die. I don't
life.
care.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't care, man.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Second option,
Because if it's the
probably.
latter, well, I don't know
Second
what to
answer.
do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Okay, I'll play Minecraft then.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
I'll play Minecraft. Whoa, what
Ah,
is this game?
Fascinating. What do you think
Wait,
this game
this
is
is
about,
actually
Stanley?
insane, man.
What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it
This is
seems
like a
obvious
horror
to me
game, no?
that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is Minecraft door sound effect. Nah, there is no way, brother. Oopsies, I gotta go back that way.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What do you mean it can't be?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
What?
call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice,
No,
big,
I wanna play this
insurmountable
open world
walls.
game, man.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Yo, but this is
Wonderful.
no way.
See, this is exactly what I had in
Rocket
mind.
League.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could
Wait,
get
this is
lost
actually-
here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage
Wait,
to get
they
lost in
actually
this game, I will
copy-pasted
be
the Rocket League,
phenomenally
what?
impressed.
Wait, is this like a same company?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously
Yeah.
there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I
Rocket
think
League.
it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
It's Rocket
We shall
League,
run the bases and do a
motherfucker.
touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Bro, it's a Rocket League. What are you even talking about? Yo, this ball is Rocket League straight up. Go! Boom!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so
of
hard
course,
on?
man. Of course.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Wait, what if I go
More
inside there?
balls!
So what if I go in there?
Hold on. What are you doing?
I went into the hole. You can't
Stanley,
stop
don't do
me.
that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, I go down more. Whoa, this is scary. Yo, this is actually scary. I'm not even joking. Yo, this is scary, man. No way. Yo. Yo, this is scary. What? What is happening? Four, 2, 7. What is this room about? Hmm?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh my god, you? What a guy, man. You blocked me.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar,
Shut up.
some bread, and coffee beans.
I don't even have a
like.
wife, bro.
I'll give you a call if there's
What
any-
are you talking about? Are you schizo? I gotta go to dad.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I gotta go to the
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
gotta
he
go
wasn't
here.
fired years ago.
I gotta go here. I don't know what's in here. Yeah. Whoa.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Yeah. Oh my god. How many endings are
All
there?
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
How we can find them? Trust the completionist instinct. All we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their agenda. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Fake leads are hard to find. Follow clues provided by the employee 416. We can do it. Red room. Thank you, good luck. Okay.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Okay.
You can't hand it over. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Again.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Bro, I'm done with this game. I'm done with this game, man.